welcome to Back to School 2020, the virtual edition. Let me start off by saying that you all have done an amazing job getting your kiddos into the swing of things. We are all putting in overtime. You, your children, teachers, our office staff. Thank you for your questions and your feedback and your engagement. Thank you for your patience and your calmness during this odd start to the year. I actually came across something the other day that I wanted to take a minute to read out loud to you because it really sums up how I feel and how I hope that you feel right now too. So it says, look at how much you have already managed to adapt to. Look how resilient you have already been. There is no right way to respond to this because it's never, ever happened before. Give yourself some credit. There's no one in the world who has figured this out yet. So it's absolutely okay if you don't either. So try to keep a piece of that with you. I know these times are challenging, and just try to hold on to that idea that it's okay if you haven't figured it all out yet. I don't know anybody who has. I can speak for all of our staff members when I say that we want nothing more than to be back safely with our students. It's wonderful that I can hop onto Google Meets on a daily basis and pop into classrooms, but it sure does not beat seeing the students in person. So thank you for tuning in to our virtual Back to School. I have a couple of things that I want to share with you, and then I'll turn it over to your child's teacher. So attached to the message that had this video in it is also a form where you can ask questions. Please use that form. I will get back to you by Friday, and each teacher will also have their own form available. So you'll be able to ask them questions in that method as well, and they too will respond by Friday. Okay, so first off, a little bit about myself. I have been in LuCMR for a little over 20 years. I taught first grade, third grade, and fourth grade. And I most recently was working in the curriculum department where I actually got to work with all of the elementary schools in our area, and I learned a lot doing that. I'm super excited that I landed here at Grover Heights. It is a wonderful place to be, as most of you already know because you are returning students. My motto is both a question, what is best for students? And it's also a statement, what is best for students? So every decision we make here at Grover Heights is made through that lens of putting students first. Building connections is really, really important to me. Since I cannot do that in person, I am relying on connecting via email, Parent Square, Google Meets, the telephone. I appreciate all of the questions you have been asking and the feedback you have been giving. We've really made use of that and made changes and are continuing to make changes due to the feedback. So thank you for that. I'll be holding regular check-ins. I'm calling them parent principal coffees, weekly for the month of September, and then probably monthly after that. We'll just see how things go. I'll be able to use this opportunity to give you any updates, answer any questions. I'll record these and put them on Parent Square so that if you can't attend, you can still see what we're talking about. So again, that form that I mentioned, there's a space for you to indicate your availability and whether or not you would be attending one of those meetings. And so please respond on that form. That'll help me schedule them, find a time where most people can join. Okay, on to some general school information. I wanted to give you a quick update on the social emotional component of distance learning. As you know, students in general might be struggling now more than ever with connecting with others. So as a district, we're holding what we're calling Friday Care groups. CARE stands for check-in, advise, redirect, engage. So this Friday Care meeting time allows teachers to focus on critical skills to help students build resilience during distance learning. We ask the students to rate their feelings on a simple scale, and that information helps the teacher know if anybody needs a little extra help. So TK through third grade students are learning about that scale for these first few weeks. If you are a parent of a 4th through 6th grade student, ask your child what the scale is. Ask them what the different colors are and what feelings are associated with those colors. and definitely start that conversation with your children. So these meetings are not counseling sessions. They're more like an advisory class at the middle or the high school level. Students are in smaller groups of 20 or fewer, and they have time to connect with one another. They have time to connect with their teacher. They learn some different strategies and skills that will help them during this time. If students do ask for help, or if they do indicate that a counseling session might be helpful, then all the regular procedures, including asking for parent permission to engage a student in counseling, all of those regular procedures are followed. Our care meetings at Grover Heights are every Friday from either 9 to 9:30 or from 9:30 to 10. So if you're not sure which group your child is in, definitely reach out to their teacher. And that login meeting counts for the synchronous part of the day. So your child after that may have some small group interaction. They might have some work to complete, some homework to catch up on, but that first care group login is what counts for the day. This year we'll also be adopting a social emotional curriculum that we can implement either during distance learning. It's also something we could implement once we return to in-person learning. So we hope to have something in place by the end of the first trimester. Another exciting program I want to tell you about is called One School, One Book. And the goal of this program is to help foster a love of reading, to build community, to increase literacy. It's a really fun way to do all of those things. So the basic idea is that each family in the school receives a copy of the same book, and we read it together. We ask families to read a portion nightly, or we provide read aloud so that you can listen together. We talk about the book in class. Siblings are reading the same book. Little buddies, big buddies are reading the same book. Staff members are all reading the same book. So as you can imagine, this can prompt some wonderful conversations about what everyone's reading, whether you're in kindergarten, 6th grade, anywhere in between, whether you're the adult involved. It's a really fun way to get connected. So we're planning on starting One School, One Book in the fall, but don't worry, we're not rushing into it. We know everyone needs some time to get settled. And speaking of reading, we are very excited that we will soon have the chance to let students check out books from our very own Grover Heights Library. And here's Miss Jackie to give you a sneak peek of what's to come.
Hi, Grover Heights families. This is Mrs. Jackie in the library, and I'm just here to show you a little bit about accessing our library online. Here I am on the Grover Heights Elementary School website. If you hover over Academics here and then scroll down to Library Media Center and click on that, that will take you to our library page. There's lots of fun stuff on this page. There's pictures of the kids. We also have links over here on the right, information about box tops, which has changed this year. Also read alouds here. This is picture books and chapter books that we've been recording and reading and recording online. So that's the link there. And there's also a link here that will send you to our Grover Heights Library collection. And there will be another video on that coming out soon with more information. So bye for now.
You can go ahead and click on that link and check it out now. We will be sending out some more directions next week, but you are welcome to check out the link a little bit later on after all the videos. Okay, so I wanted to also let you know about our supply pickup plan. We are adjusting as we go, and right now we're planning on having supplies available for pickup the first and the third Friday of the month. So these would be maybe if your child's teacher has some math workbook for them to pick up, or if they need some extra paper or something like that, they would have that put together for pickup. So we'll have the supplies out on the tables from 10:30 to 3:30. The first and the third Friday of the month, and your teacher will notify you if you have supplies to pick up. Not all classes will have things that they need to get picked up. So this Friday, September 4th, will be our first pickup day, and actually this Friday we'll be out there until 5 o'clock. So come by anytime between 10:30 and 5 if your teacher has supplies for you. We'll have everything set up on the grass, and please practice social distancing when you pick up your supplies. All right, moving along to attendance, and we are almost finished. Attendance continues to be just as important during distance learning. If your child is sick, please call the office and let us know. You can email a picture of the doctor's note if you have a doctor's note. If you are experiencing internet or power issues, then please let your child's teacher know right away. You can also let the office know because it might be something that we can help with. All right, one very last thing, please join our Grover Heights PTA. A video went out last week that talked about how to join and why you should join. So this is a great group of people committed to the students, and they have some vacancies on their board that they need to fill. So please consider, please definitely join as a member and consider joining, running for one of the board spots if you are interested. Okay, I am now going to turn everything over to your child's teacher. Thank you for checking in. Please make sure you fill out that form if you have any questions. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to contact us in the office. We are here to help and support however we can. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your time.
Hi, parents. Thank you for being here for our back to school night online. I'm Mr. Gonzalez. I've been teaching fifth grade now for about 6 years, and I've been teaching for a total of 22 years here at Grover Heights. It's the school I've taught at my entire career, except for some substitute work, and it's just the best place in the world to learn. Any substituting I've done, I've discovered that this environment here is one of the very best you'll find. So I'm really glad to have your children here with me this year online, and hopefully at some point together in class again. For now, though, I do want to say that I'm very impressed with how well your children have gotten online, have understood the technology, have worked out the kinks and the bugs, and how great they're doing it dealing with when technology isn't working perfectly. I know that there's going to be some snafus all the time. I'm constantly dealing with them here as well. But for some reason, we just have to keep pushing through and keeping in touch and making it work. And I just want to thank all of you for that communication that you've done so well to keep me posted, as well as me informing you about when things are running smoothly. Well, my point tonight for our back to school is just to give you the heads up on how things are working around here, what the procedures are, what the hopeful expectations are. And so here's a list of things that are happening online as if we were in the classroom. Well, first of all, every single week, I repost our agenda for our weekly plan. We have a pretty set schedule. It's pretty simple. Monday through Thursday, we will always have Google Meets where your child is expected to hop on and be on screen from 9 o'clock in the morning till about 9:30, and maybe a little more after once in a while. We hop off of the Google Meet at that point so that your child has some independent work time to catch up on the assignments that will be posted by then. And then after a recess break at 10:30 to 10:50, we get onto our second Google Meet of the day at 10:50. And this one I try to keep short, no more than 10 or 15 minutes, so that we can check in about the assignments we've been doing, math that might be a little more of a struggle, and have a mini lesson in math, or a math game of some sort just to make our math brain working. And that time might also get used for some independent small group reading instruction as well, though that will come later. That's Monday through Thursday. And then in the afternoons, Monday through Thursday, 2 to 2:30 is our final Google Meet. And that is more of a chance to relax, hear a story read to students, share some learning that might not be your everyday learning, something with high interest. It also is a chance for oral stories where students can share and learn to speak orally and dialogue, as well as hear about things that have happened in the past. It's a fun time for some games perhaps at the end as well, and a chance to just check in one more time and make sure that you feel like you've got all your questions answered for the day. So I think it's a highly motivating time for the students to come on between 2 and 2:30, and school's out at 2:30. Fridays are different. If you haven't noticed, Friday starts out with half of the class coming at 9 o'clock to 9:30 for what they call care. And then the other half of the group B, comes on at 9:30 to 10. And I'm in charge of those two smaller sized groups so that I can get to know your students your children better, as well as talk about what makes a person feel more comfortable with the school learning online, and what social skills can make things easier as well, and just put the mind at ease for everyone that is attending this way. It's just a chance to check in with feelings and emotions and do some activities that help us to support each other. And that's Friday. Now, the rest of Friday, there are no other times where we come online for meetings, but there are chances for students to check in with me and see if there's something I can do for them or help them some more. It's also a chance for me to check in with a student that I notice is struggling in an area, and I can meet with them one-on-one. It's also a chance for me to check in with all of you so that I can let you know what I'm noticing about your child. I might just be doing a group congratulations email on Friday, but I also might be contacting you by phone or with an email to let you know of something like a missing assignment or some area academically where your child might be struggling or needs some extra help. So that's what Fridays are mostly about, as well as catching up on assignments. Often students will be doing great on keeping up with assignments, but it's really helpful to give them that little extra time to ease the stress and have that catch-up day where if they are running late or they needed extra support and couldn't finish an assignment, that's what Fridays is about. They can get the help or they can catch up on those assignments. There's really nothing worse than making a child stressed because they fell so far behind that they couldn't catch up on the work load that is given to them to meet the requirements of the state of California. So really, that Friday is there for them and for you too, perhaps, to make life a little bit simpler and not overwhelming constantly. When it comes to expectations online, I do want to say thank you to all of you who have helped your child understand what is not a distraction and what can be a distraction while we're in class. Those online meeting times, it's crucial that your child is being present and not trying to get the attention that they might be wanting, such as putting an animal or a doll in front of the screen or trying to chat on the side about something that's not related to what we're doing. We are having some issues there, but you'll notice, I'll let you know, or you'll hear me redirect the child if they are struggling with that. But overall, we are understanding that this is learning time. And again, I thank you for being part of that and helping for them to understand what's required so that we can use the time wisely and not spend a lot of time redirecting and losing that learning time. As for curriculum, if you haven't seen what your child's working with, we did send home that packet. We have what I call the small book, which is English language arts skill-based learning. We have our big book, the anthology, which will have our big reading and most of our testing coming from this one. We also have a workbook, but I'm mostly adapting lessons online. And this workbook is more of a reference page for your child more than us actually writing in it. I'm trying to avoid written work so you don't have to rely on having to get written work to me. And so I've created documents based on the material here in this workbook. And I'm going to try to stick to that 95% of the time during the year. So this doesn't have to be a burden to anyone. One of my favorite books is our reflections book. This is our social science book. We will be using this about 3 times a week. And there will be reading coming from this book as well as questions answered directly from it. So your student should be pretty aware of that. Books you don't have yet but are going to be coming your way, perhaps on the next pickup date, which I think is September 4th. Our science book is coming your way, as well as, probably the most important, our math workbook. This book I've been adapting some lessons from and will become more important as we get into September. So this will be available to you on our next pickup, and we'll start putting it into play by mid-September for sure. When it comes to homework, my homework, I don't believe in that right now, not with this online learning. Homework to me is making sure that you are catching up on assignments that are either missing and are responsible for getting in. That's homework to me. The student should be able to find out what they're missing and get those in. Unfinished assignments can be turned in at any time. I'll accept anything whenever. There might be a late penalty of a small amount, but there's nothing more important than keeping up with all assignments that are given. Your child knows how to research that. They can go onto their Google website, and it's very simple for them to click on their name, and it will show every single assignment they've received and the status on the far right side. It might say 60 out of 60, or it might say assigned, which means it's not turned in, or it might even say missing. So you can help your child by going to their Google Classroom and looking in that area where their assignments are listed under their name. It's very helpful if you're involved with their classroom site and know it very well. They can answer questions, and you can assist them that way. As it comes for contacting me, in case you haven't noticed, Class Dojo is not really being used by most of the teachers because Parent Square has been purchased by our district. And so Parent Square is new to me, but I'm actually finding it out to be very useful. I'm able to contact quickly, and I'm learning the ropes fast as I can. Please keep contacting me through Parent Square or through direct email, gary.gonzalez@lmusd.org. I will get back to you very quickly. I run 3 computer screens at once all day, so I can see incoming messages, ongoing lessons, and creating things. And it's just a fantastic system I have here going in the classroom. I feel like I'm working in some kind of a large industrial complex office, and I'm kind of excited that I can keep up with the workload with having the extra technology available. So please do contact me anytime you have any questions. I'll do everything I can to be in touch with you as fast as possible too, with any kind of new information coming your way, or if there's any concerns that you can help me with or help your child with. I want us to have a really easy string of communication, because there's nothing better than being on top of something, or just keeping people informed about anything that's going on or any changes. I always like to talk about joining the PTA. I'll be the PTA liaison for the teachers this year. So I'm hoping that our new leadership coming our way will be ready to roll. And if you're interested in being part of our on distance PETA for this year, we need people to be involved. I'm hoping that you can take the time, or at least join the PTA, so that the helpful monies that come in for the funding for running our extracurricular activities is possible. It's your support that makes it work, and your ideas that make things happen. Otherwise, it's just harder to make things roll. So please consider joining the PTA if you haven't. Let's see, as for the rest of the school year, there's no reason to bring up things like field trips at this time, or special activities at school until we're there. So really, my goal is to just know that I'm here for your child. I'm enjoying every minute of learning about them. We are building a strong rapport. Every day I feel as if I just sense the enthusiasm for being here. Your children will get online and chat on the stream and say, "Oh, it's only 5 more minutes till we go online again." And you can just see that they're really excited to be here. And I am too. I smile every time I see that. I get kind of emotional sometimes, just knowing that we're here and we're doing what we should be doing. It gives us a purpose. And really, thanks, parents, for taking the time to make that instilled in your child as well. It really brings a lot to the table when they are here and ready to learn, and anxious to do it too, and eager. So I want to thank you again for taking your time tonight and being here for this time. And again, please contact me at any time you wish to, and I'll always be upfront and quick and honest with everything I can to provide the best education I can this way online. Thanks again for your time tonight.
Hi, I'm Dina Myers, the music teacher for general music for 4th and 5th grade. Music is a regular part of the 4th and 5th grade curriculum and will be a graded component of the report card. Assignments will be found in the Music Google Classroom and should be turned in through the Music Google Classroom. There will be a Google Meet each week and an assignment that's due each week. The Google Meets for Grover Heights are Tuesdays for 5th graders, 10:50 to 11:30, and Wednesdays for 4th graders from 10:50 to 11:30. The meets will sometimes be quiet and sometimes be loud. When we're working with instruments, the students will be expected to practice outside of the Google Meet for 5 to 10 minutes a day. Some of the time, we will be using a new curriculum software called Music First Junior. This will require an additional login because it doesn't sync with Google Classroom. We'll be using the same username that you use for other district logins and a password that will be very easy to remember. If your student would like to have more music during the week, I will be offering optional music on Mondays and Fridays. Mondays from 2:30 to 3 and Fridays from 2 to 2:30. This is not a replacement for the regular lesson. If your son or daughter needs extra help, I will also have a live meet to help anybody who comes with their music assignment. Those will be Monday from 3 to 3:30 and Friday from 2:30 to 3. The Monday session for help overlaps the optional PE time. I would encourage your student to go to PE unless they really need help with a particular music assignment. Of course, you can always ask me questions through the comments on each assignment and through Parent Square. If you ask through the assignment, I can see the assignment and probably give you the better advice. Of course, I'm happy to set up a meet with just you and your child to walk through the lesson if we need to. Okay? I've been teaching music in this district for over 25 years, and I'm looking forward to this new adventure in new ways to teach and teaching your child about music and hopefully instilling in them the love of music that I found as a student in this district. I'll see your students soon, and I hope to see you also. Bye-bye.